Am I live? I'm live and I'm live. Islam. Praise Allah. Made it. Checking one more thing off my list. Islam. I made it. I made it. I made it. Islam, Islam, Islam. We are here. We are here. We are here. All right. Bringing up my outline because I respect your time. And I got a ton of stuff to still get to. And I'm guessing y'all do too, because, Moors are active, right? Islam, 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 Islam. Happy holy day to the Moors, Islam. All praise is due to Allah. Honors to the forerunner Marcus Mosiah Garvey, and the prophet in these days, the noble prophet Jurali, Islam. Islam to Islam brother Atazaz, happy holy day. And Islam brother Tariq, happy holy day. Because I'm simulcasting on YouTube, I'm simulcasting on Instagram, I'm on YouTube. Try to work harder or smarter, not harder. So I am Sister Tahita S. Najiola L. Please call me Zara Bay. I really got to do a video on that because it's an interesting story behind it. You can find all of my info at linktree/Califa Media. And please be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. If I'm moving a little fast, it's because, like I said, I got stuff to do. I always have stuff to do. It's Gemini, like, if y'all remember from back in the day, The Simpsons, the episode where Apu, Apu, the Hindu convenience store owner, where he called himself on video after he hadn't slept for like a week, and he was that little bumblebee flying around. That's me. All right. So if I go a little fast, that's why. So much to do. And I actually want to do it. All right, announcements. It is day 23 of the 77 days of elevation. Gratitude again to those who have been encouraging me and to those who let me know that they are participating. Far as me, my update, I bought new sewing patterns because I'm trying to build up the confidence to actually do it. You know how it is, you build it up by studying. It's like, I want to do it. I'm looking at the machine. I'm looking at the fabric. I'm looking at the string, all these patterns. I'm just trying to build up and watching tutorials. I'm trying to build up my confidence. So I think I finally found a pattern that's going to break me out of it and force me to do it. Y'all ready? Ooh, the top, the tunic, right. And then the bottoms to go with it, and pockets. With or without pockets, I need pockets. So I figured, let me figure out how to make stuff for women who ride stuff like bikes or horses and do hair. Because it's kind of hard to do hair in a dress because you got to be pulling that dress up. But you can have pants that when you're walking around, they look like a dress. That kind of thing. Oh, and my little tool. Yeah, these mugs cost $15, right? And why? Because now I don't have to draw out my allowances, and I can that helps me make allowances, right? I would say where and who I got these from, but you got to pay me for that. Sorry. If it was Moore's, nah, but everybody else, you got to pay me for that. Anyway, other announcements. 7 Connections Moorish Matchmaking. Please go sign up. That's 7, the number 7, and Connections. Not the written word. Number 7 and Connections. And they are on Instagram. I still need to find out if they have a website. Give me just a minute. Hold on, I forgot to do something. Just a minute. Actually, it looks like I forgot to do a couple things. One more thing. Thank you. Please absolve me because it's kind of dark. Why is it so dark? That should help a little bit. Oh yeah, that's better. Yeah, let there be light. All right. So also the Unity Peace Pipe ceremony being held between the Canaan Land Moors in Toronto and the Moors of the Eel River Bar First Nation. All right. Oh, let me get this out the way. I think I got the pressing thing down. I think I figured it out. All right. Califa Media, in conjunction with Mercy Charities, is I guess gifting these shirts. Make a donation of $25 and get this shirt and a bunch of stuff to go with it. Because I got a Cricut. So, and I figured out I didn't have it calibrated, and now that I have it working right, yeah, it's this shirt. So donate $25 and you get some goodies to go with it. And this is to help offset the expenses of the Moors who will be traveling up there. And apparently, some other Moors up there are joining in. I think they said the Montreal Moors are they like gonna be joining the caravan when they pass by, when the Moors from Toronto pass by. Like that's what's up. That's why, hey, here's a little something from the United States. We're gonna send y'all some funds to do some stuff with too, because right? Do I need? Yeah, that. Okay, cool. Continuing on. So also tonight is holy night. I mean, today is holy day. And tonight, make sure you make your meetings. There is Friday night temple at Soul Academy MSDA Temple number 27. And it's great for Moors who have no option but to network remotely. So if you're looking for a good vetted online temple, I know I'll be there. I've been to a few real or in-person temples. These Moors, they got their stuff together. That's what's up. Praise Allah. So if you want to get access to it, because it's private, for good reason, right? Please contact Brother Atasaz Bey. That's AATAZAZ Bey, or his wife Inanna Bey. That's with an I, not an E. Excuse me, I'm from Chicago. I pronounce I's E. Sorry, not sorry. Or she's at Bay and Nana, and both of those are on Instagram, so you can get access. Rise up. Excuse me. Let me take a drink of water. Gotta stay hydrated. Rise of the Moors update. Y'all haven't heard? Jamal is home. Still waiting for commentary from all those people who had no end of opinions and statements to offer when he got locked up a year ago. But he's out. He's home with his wife and his daughter. Praise Allah. Which is interesting. That came on the heels of the was it the day after the Pope did his thing and got his flea feathers from the tent dwellers up north. No shade to them, but it's just like y'all made some treaties you weren't permitted to make. I'm of the opinion that you knew this, so I got a problem with that. So anyway, Jamil is still being held, Brother Jamil. And they are now accepting donations in the form of reading materials and funds for his commentary. And apparently, Brother Jamil loves to read, so hook him up, until such time as he's finally released. Yeah, we need some more information on that because something ain't right. What's going on if they all have the same charges? How is one still locked up? Anyway, saga continues. Please donate to Mercy Charities. That's MRCIcharities.org, so that we can keep our coffers funded and be able to be at the ready when these colonists, these occupiers say, okay, the ransom is like, all right, because I'm telling you, they set that bail so low because they thought we couldn't do it. So this is how we do it. We work together. We trust each other because we ain't black, right? We know our history. We know how our people were able to take over the entire planet and have all the waters named after them because they were working as a collective. I'm just saying, And look what happened. Sister Jaleesa, in case you don't know, Sister Jaleesa had all the funds raised within 24 hours. Not to say $8,000 is nothing to sneeze at, but that's really not a lot of money to everybody but us. But some of us realize we ain't black, which is why some of us were able to get together with others of us and have the money ready. We weren't waiting for an emergence. That's the nigga move. We weren't ready, waiting to be ready. We were ready, and it's a cooperative effort. So we are inviting you to join us by making a donation in any amount so you can be added to our book. So if something happened to you, we can do the same for you at mercycharities.org. That's MRCIcharities.org. All right. reading the comments. Islam, praise Allah. Thank you all for being here, especially the ones on YouTube. And Islam to everybody on IG too. All right, so is that all the announcements? Yeah, that's what I got. So if you have any announcements that you want to get out to the Moors, because apparently people are paying attention, please email them, or you can DM them to me. You can email me at califamedia.com, califamedia@gmail.com, editor@califamedia.com, or you can DM me directly on Instagram, or Califa Media on Instagram. All right, please be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. All right. The name of this sharing is, because it's not a lecture, it's not a spiel, I'm trying to trigger some stuff in folks because, it's the return of the old souls, right? And I love astrology. I love astrology because I'm trying to figure out what's going on with my life because it's crazy. It's nuts, but that's okay. It's like a lot of stuff happens around me because apparently, according to my chart, I'm here to establish balance, to put stuff, make it calm, right? Children cry when they have to leave my home. So I think I'm on the right track, right? These are strangers' children too. But anyway, so I'm not going to attribute it to astrology, but it's like, wow, I saw that. Whoa, before I read that, I saw that. So no, it's not like, oh, let me look for it. No. I am a strong believer in proving myself wrong. All right. I try very hard to prove that I'm doing it wrong. That way, if I can't do it, I got gold, hopefully. Praise Allah. To the astrology. The moon, there's a new moon right now in Leo, right? And if I'm not mistaken, I think it's right on top of my natal moon right now. Please excuse me if it sounds like, oh, she's just talking about herself. The moon is in the Mercury, not the Mercury, but Mercury is in Leo right now. And the theme of Mercury in Leo is tendency to talk a lot about yourself. It's Leo, right? So I'm going to stick to my notes because, again, I always have my notes because I respect your time. I'm going to move that. Anyway, so the astrology, there's a new moon occurred in Leo yesterday, right? Because the way this works is I let it settle in so I can be like, okay, what's that? So I can be like, hey, this is what I picked up. Maybe you all picked up something that's like along those lines. Please share in the comment sections anywhere, right? So the moon also squared Taurus today at 11:38 a.m. It squares Uranus today. Oh, in a few minutes. It's 3:33. Islam. Check that out. It squares Uranus today in 15 minutes at 3:48 p.m. Right? It conjuncts Mercury at 7:49 p.m. That's today, right? That's what the moon is doing today. The moon also opposes Saturn in Aquarius tomorrow, July 30th, 2022 at 12:29 a.m. It's so close to being still in the 24 hours that's why I mention it. All right. And then also I mention it because after it makes that opposition, this moon in this new moon, that's important. After this new moon in Leo makes its opposition to Saturn in Aquarius, it goes void of course until it goes into Virgo tomorrow at 2:11 p.m. And all these times are Eastern time. All right. Jupiter is currently retrograde at 8 degrees of Aries. All right. It's been at 8 degrees of Aries until July since July 8th of this year. All right. It's been at 8. So it went stationary at 8 and it's still at 8 degrees of Aries. That's important. All right. And I will be bringing all of this up. So don't back up. I'm just saying, just remember that because it will come back up. So new moon. To explain why I came up with a theme of for this sharing of hot love fire. Not hot like fire, hot love fire. All right. So there was a new moon yesterday on July 27th. Is that right? No, July 28th. There's a new moon yesterday, July 28th, 2022, at 5 degrees of Leo. All right. I love looking at the degrees because they give you like the flavor of, like, they give you more detail as far as like what's going on during that transit. So I'll get into that. So it was new moon at 5 degrees Leo. What is the moon? As usual, always. The moon is mind, emotions, reflection, home, privacy, nurturing, needs, security, women, mothers, mother's milk, nationality, mother's land. Fourth house, it rules the sign of Cancer, rapid changes, especially emotional. Excuse me, let me get a drink of water. All right. What is Leo? The heart, the soul, as in soul, like sun, right? Vitality, the father. So the moon is mother, the sun is father. Youth and children, right? Which is interesting because the moon or Cancer, moon/Cancer, say that's the first house. The second house from that will be the sun/Leo. So the sun is the gain of the moon. So when the moon, her gain, when she gets the sun, and then she gets children and youth, which is interesting because if the sun is the first house, the moon is the loss, right? So women are a bill, right? So the moon, the woman is actually the loss to the sun. But look what he gets for it. He gets those children. They're connected to the sun or the legacy, right? Which is also Saturn in the 10th house. So that's why it's the father, youth, and children. All right. Because it's connecting back to the moon, making the moon the first house. So it also rules felines, games and amusements, gambling and speculation, loyalty, pride, romance, drama, attention seeking, extravagance, generosity. And this is all Leo in general. All right. Creativity, royalty, royal bloodlines or nobility, the sun, the 5th house. All right. And a bunch of other stuff that I'll be adding on that you'll hear about the next time we come across Leo. It domiciles or it rules the sign of Leo. It's in detriment directly across in the sign of Aquarius. It's exalted in Aries, and it falls directly across in Libra. All right. So the reason I brought up that it was interesting that it's a new moon in Leo at 5 degrees is because I look at the degrees, right? To like go into detail. And the way this degree, there's other degree systems, but the way the one I use and have found works extremely well. Like I've actually been able to find how many children were in somebody's family using this, right? The degree of the planet or the house or whatever you're looking at corresponds to that number in the zodiac. So degree 1 is Aries because that's the first sign, right? So also degree 0 is Aries. All right, because it's the initiation. It's like well, what else could it be? It's the beginning. It's still the beginning. 0 is the beginning. Nothing. At the beginning there was nothing, right? So then the second degree is Taurus, third Gemini, fourth Cancer, so on and so forth until you get to Pisces, 12. Then it starts over again. 13 is Aries. So 12, anything past 13, all the way to 30, right? Because it's 30 degrees in each sign, is 12 minus that number will give you another number, and that tells you what house. So like, okay, 18, which is funny because I think the moon is right. It's at 18 degrees right now. I should look it up, but I'm gonna say, we'll just say for example, it's at 18. So you take away 12 minus 18, or 18 minus 12, gives you 6, which will give you the sign of Virgo. So it's at the degree of Virgo. All right. So that's why I said it was interesting because it's at the degree, this new moon in Leo A new moon is the moon conjunct the sun, right? So both the moon and the sun are conjunct in Leo at 5 degrees, which Leo rules, right? So if you're in Aries, wow. And it also, like, according to this degree sign, this degree symbol, I'm trying to remember his name. He recently passed, right? But it's a Serbian, I think he was Serbian astrologer. He's the one that came up with it. He said that 5 meant the best, which I can see, because if you know any Leos, and I'm extremely partial to Leo, because my mother and my father both Leos, right? My mother triple Leo, so I'm extremely partial to Leos, right? I absolutely adore them, and I'm a Gemini, so it's like y'all rule our 3rd house. I love Leos, right? I should make that into a shirt. I know they would buy 1 million of them for real, because they're so generous. Speaking of which, let me get back to what I was talking about, because I will keep going. All right, so what is Leo? I'm back again. The heart, the soul, vitality, father, youth, children, feline, games and amusement, gambling. Oh, yeah, I did all this, huh? I did all that. Excuse me. So I'm going to continue on. So the new moon is, okay, it just got dark in here. The new moon is at Leo at 5 degrees. What is a new moon? The moon's influence, all right? And I'm reading from Llewellyn's astrological calendar for 2022. All right. It says the moon's influence. As the moon goes along, she magically appears and disappears, waxing too full from the barest sliver of a crescent moon just after she's new, then waning back to her invisible new phase again. The 4 quarters, or the new moon, 2nd quarter, the full moon, and the 4th quarter, correspond to the growth cycle of every living thing, which is why I study the moon, right? Another reason I'm a Gemini is, like, I love rapid change. So, hitching my wagon to the moon. Yeah, I love it. All right. So first quarter. All right. The first quarter begins when the moon and the sun are conjunct one another in the sky. At the beginning of the phase, the moon is invisible, hidden by the brightness of the sun as they travel together. The moon is often said to be in her dark phase when she is just new. The moon can't actually be seen until 5.5 to 12 hours after its birth. So that's actually written in the Bible, where they say, the date and time man know not, because the astrologers didn't know what the date was until that moon showed up. The sun is the same every single day, right? You don't know what day it is until that moon shows up, and you can align her to which star. Oh, now we know which month we're in, right? So towards the end of the first quarter phase, the moon pulls further away from the sun and begins to wax towards the 2nd quarter stage. A delicate sliver appears. This time corresponds to all new beginnings. This is the best time to begin a project, right? And how do you know which project to begin? Look at 2 things. I would suggest looking at 2 things. There's a bunch you can look at, but start with 2. Where, since it's a new moon, right? I'm going to plant a seed in this new moon. Where? Leo. Where's Leo in my chart? That's where I'm going to plant this seed, right? Another thing you can look at is where is the moon in your chart? All right. And that part can just keep going and going and going and going, right? Because depending on what you're trying to do, right? And I guess I'm going to use myself as an example. The moon in my chart is in Leo. So this is easy. The moon in my chart is in Leo, right? And my moon is in my 10th house, right? So this new moon is telling me, but by degree, since this is a 5th house new moon, right? You can think of it as like, and now the clock starts, right? So it started at 5 degrees of Leo. My moon is at 18 degrees of Leo. So technically, from my moon, by degree, if we're getting specific, it starts in my 12th house. So something behind me, something unknown, something probably that's going to lead to my undoing if I don't do it, if I don't plant this seed, right? Because 12th house rules undoings, right? It rules spirituality. So the moon in my chart rules my 11th house of friendships and wider circles. Oh, I just realized what it is, and I'm not sharing because it's kind of bogus. All right. And it's a new moon. Actually, it feels bogus. I'm gonna leave it alone because it's planting something. It's not ending something. Anyway, so the new moon in Leo is at 5 degrees again. So the new moon, or the moon in Leo, speaking generally. Okay, the moon in Leo speaks to our quote unquote inner child. It's a warm, generous, wholeheartedly loving position. Loving position. Okay, I'm going to try real hard to remain humble right now because my moon is in Leo. All right. So but caveat, my moon is afflicted. All right. It's in the 10th house. The moon does not like being in the 10th house. And it's conjunct, like tight conjunct Saturn. Saturn dries out whatever it touches. All right. It locks it up in those rings. So a lot of this is true, but I might if it is true, I'm not saying it is, I keep it to myself, right? So again, the moon in Leo generally. The moon in Leo speaks to our inner child. It's a warm, generous, wholeheartedly loving position. Pride keeps us from pettiness, but it can also prevent us from opening up and revealing how we are truly feeling. Okay, pride keeps us from pettiness, but it can also prevent us from opening up and revealing how we are truly feeling. We are on a stage. Our feelings are grand, and we appreciate some drama in our lives. We are easily threatened by anything that seems to be impersonal. This is a time when we seek attention, when we want to stand out for our special qualities. It's a strong time for romance and any creative activities as well. The moon in Leo generally favors the following activities: creative activities, activities involving children, generous undertakings. Oh my goodness. Undertakings in which personal recognition is desired, and risk taking. And that's from cafeastrology.com/when the moon is in.html. Excuse me. Again, this is interesting. See, this is why I like to wait till the moon is where it's actually in its sign and then take note, right? Remember I just said Saturn. My moon is conjunct Saturn. This is a case study in real time. I'm loving this. All right. So my moon is in Leo. The moon, let me check right now. I'm going to check right now. Give me just a second. Just so I can say for sure what it was. Ain't gonna be no speculation because this will take a moment. I should have just done it. That's one click, 2 clicks. So 2 clicks to find out. Yes, the moon right now is at 18 degrees and 38 minutes of Leo. My moon is at, I can just look it up again. Let's see how many clicks that take. 1. Let's see how lazy. I'm trying to like check myself to be like, how lazy are you being? How much are you really avoiding? 2, 3, 4. Wow, 4 clicks. All right. So my moon is at 8. Wow. So the moon is currently at 18 degrees and 38 minutes. And my moon is at 18 degrees and 31 minutes. So here's a case study, right? This moon right now is triggering my moon and it's also triggering my Saturn. I've been like, let me take a drink. Let me take a drink. Let me take a drink. And I just said Saturn dries out whatever it touches. So this is why I follow the moon. All right. So I might be taking a few drinks. All right. Heck, that's tripped out. I'm glad. Praise Allah, right? Islam. That's a real-time case study. Praise Allah. All right. Anyway. Okay. So the new moon again was at 5 degrees of Leo yesterday. Right now it's at 18 degrees of Leo. All right. So agriculturally, because I have a feeling, not have a feeling, I do have a feeling, but I'm going to assert that the Moors really need to start getting back into that almanac, right? Because I actually did a talk with two other Moors. Talk Moorish with me. It's on YouTube, Califa Media's YouTube, where we went into almanacs, right? And how empires were established because folks knew how to read the almanac. Who knows how to read the almanac? Is it you? You're in charge. Oh, you don't know how to read it, but you got control of the person who does? You're in charge. Because you know when to plant, when to harvest, when the floods are going to be, so you know when to tell the people to move, which is why people assumed you were divinely guided, because you knew how to read the almanac, right? So that's why I throw in the part about what this means agriculturally, right? So the moon in Leo agriculturally indicates a barren, dry, fiery, and masculine time. Use this barren sign for killing weeds and other noxious growths and for cultivation. And again, this can be generalized, right? Leo is actually a good time to cut your hair if you want thick hair, especially during right? Today would be a great time. You want to like give yourself just, even if you just like clip, right? That's going to trigger something and your hair will grow for thickness. What do lions have, right? Unless you have an afflicted moon with Saturn right there, and then it dries your hair out. Stuff is crazy, right? But my mom, whoo, her hair is fabulous. I'll just leave it at that, right? Absolutely fabulous. No, it's not a wig. All right. So squared. So this moon squared, or is currently squaring Mars in Taurus. So I can not hurry up, but get to the theme, which is excuse me, I'm gonna turn on this light, which is hot love fire, not hot like fire. All right. So this moon squared Mars in Taurus, right? So what is a moon square Mars? Moon square Mars indicates impulsive, emotional thinking, right? And you're unreasonable, which means you can't be reasoned with because you're not going to change your mind because it's in fixed signs, right? Because the moon is in Leo, fixed. Mars is in Taurus, fixed. Try again tomorrow. I would suggest trying again tomorrow or next month when the moon is in Virgo and people are willing to consider it. There's a fly in here. So this moon also squared Uranus in Taurus. Oh, it just squared Uranus in Taurus. It just squared Uranus in Taurus. So what might you have like just gotten a jolt of that you were probably picking up, because since this is such a slow moving planet, if you subscribe to these outer planets so we can't actually see, it's such a slow moving planet, you might have been feeling it. So this moon just squared Uranus in Taurus. I might start doing this. All right. So moon square Uranus indicates erratic or eccentric behavior, a quick mind. Yeah, I'm all over the place. So let me calm myself. All right. So if Mars squared the moon, if Mars and Taurus squared the moon, and Uranus and Taurus squared the moon, that means that Mars and Uranus are conjunct. And the moon just crossed over that. Remember, the moon like passes over and shines light, and it triggers stuff that it's shining lights on because it looks up and it pays attention to itself, right? So you might want to look out for some reports of some messed up stuff. Since it's such a slow moving planet, Uranus is involved. You might not hear about it for a few days or a few weeks or probably a few months. But they'll refer back to this time. So today is the end of July, right? Where something happened. All right. So this moon also conjuncted Mercury, right? Or it will conjunct Mercury. It's conjuncting right now by sign, but it'll conjunct by degree tonight at 7:49 p.m. And a moon conjunct Leo indicates, because the moon does not impel or compel, it just indicates stuff, right? You still have free will. It indicates temperamental actions and words. So I'm glad I got this out the way early. Actually, maybe not. I can feel that this is building, and you'll find out in a minute why. All right. Islam to the Moors who joined in. Thank you all. Thank you all. I'm trying to see if it's questions real quick. No questions. All right, Islam, y'all. Let me keep going. I love to teach. I don't know if I ever mentioned it. I actually have a degree in elementary education. Moon and Leo, conjunct Saturn in my 10th house. I love teaching, right? Especially working with children, right? Not that you all are children or at all, but we all learning. And that's childlike to me, right? If you're learning something, that's like taking you back to your childhood, right? You're exposing your innocence. It feels good. I love it. Is that it? Oh, okay. Conjuncted Mercury. Oh, okay. And it's going to oppose Saturn tomorrow in Aquarius. And I'm mentioning this because it's going to happen at 12:29. So it's so close to being part of this day that I'm mentioning it now, because you might actually pick up the vibrations of it now. And after this, it goes void of course, or makes no other aspects until it goes into Virgo tomorrow afternoon. So, I guess okay, cool. I'll be sleeping through this because I'm like, wait a minute. If the moon is going to oppose Saturn, that means I guess I don't get. There's no escape. Saturn's opposing my stuff right now, so that means stick with plans. Oh, okay, efficiency and budget time. Oh, okay, I like that. That's good news. Because oppositions and squares, it's like, okay. If I should show y'all my chart one day, you'll see why those kind of make me nervous. They actually scare me. Because it's all energy. And it's like a person coming at me that I can see, I can deal with. But knowing some energy is gonna manifest that I have no idea how. That's kind of it's exciting. I guess exciting would be a better word than scary, but yeah, the approach is scary sometimes. All right. So this theme. All right, and I'm about to be done, about to wrap it up because I don't want to keep y'all too long. Theme is hot love fire. I'm calming myself, embracing myself, because disclaimer, I love my people. I love my people, right? Love isn't a strong enough word, right? Because people just throw it around like birdseed. But for the sake of conversation, I'm using that word here. All right. Some may be burned by the following commentary. I'm reading off my notes because I wanted to make sure I got this right. Some may be burned by the following commentary based on observation before, during, and after careful study of history. All right. This is titled Hot Love Fire and not Hot Like Fire. Because it's fitting, right? Because of all the fire energy going on, right? The sun, moon, right now at this moment, the sun, moon, and Mercury are like conjunct. You might as well just say conjunct in Leo. Fixed fire. Fixed fire. Just imagine that. Create any image you want that works for you. Fixed fire. It's not moving around, right? And that's 3 personal planets: sun, moon, and Mercury. That's like son, mother, son, child. Really? No, mother, father, child. Excuse me. And then add to that Jupiter in Aries that I just mentioned. And that Jupiter in Aries is retrograde. So retrograde means it's going to be more like, okay, the way I understand retrogrades, direct planets, it's like stuff is coming at you, right? Retrograde, it's more stuff that's coming out of you, right? That you might trigger in other people. So this stuff is like, this came at me, and it's just like, okay, that's just what happens when those planets are they bump into each other. No, this is something that's in me that's attracting this energy that makes it happen to me, that kind of stuff. And this is fire. This is cardinal fire because it's in Aries. So it's initiating something. It's triggering something. That's Aries all over the place. Aries, the soldier, right? Think anything soldier, trigger. That's right up in there, right? So I might be getting ready to say something that might, don't take it personal. It's really not personal. I guess it is personal, but you know how I go. Let the turban fit if it fit. So, uh, my notes say, I don't know what I was thinking when I wrote this, but I'm gonna read you my notes. I like taking notes because they're like messages from my past self to my future self. And I make them as detailed as possible that won't lead to confusion to show, and they're proof of how much I love myself. My past self loved myself right now. And if my past self didn't love myself enough, I get mad at my now self gets mad at my past self, and my now self does better. All right. So I don't know why my past self wrote this, but I'm going to read it anyway. So it says sun, moon, and Mercury trining Jupiter retrograde sun, moon, and Mercury in Leo trining Jupiter retrograde in Aries by sign and degree, right? And it says das Boot and das As with so much love. Because I know myself, so I know how I would say this, right? So yeah, das Boot and das As with so much love. I don't know what I wrote because I wrote this a few hours ago, and it's just like, why did I give this much? Because I'm still on the disclaimer, right? It says you're going to learn today and hear about it today because Jupiter is retrograde in Aries, which indicates an aggressive review of profound or spiritual concepts, right? And it says Mercury is transiting in Leo, right? Mercury transit Leo indicates that you talk too much about yourself, all right? But I'm the one speaking, right? My chart is flipped. My rising sign is in Libra. So I'm not going to talk about myself. I'm going to talk about you, at least right now, today. Right? So, and it's all, again, with the utmost love, because it's actually been on my mind for a minute, right? I just wasn't sure how to bring it out. Okay, so hot love fire. The new moon with Leo, with Mercury, it's an opportune time to look at yourself. All right. I'm gonna start with the men because they always say ladies first. Now we're gonna go gentlemen first or noblemen first. And this is not to disclaimer. This is not to criticize because I wasn't raised a Christian, right? I think my first words were the white man is the devil, right? Or we can replace that with the pale man because we know what the white man is on this land. So I understand what the plight of our brothers is, all right? But I will not make excuses for them because I also am very well aware of their potential because of who they were for a longer time period than they are right now, who they are right now. So honestly, and with all love, right now, Moorish men are being punked. All right. Right now it's just poets and poets, right? Beat your plows into shears, right? Swords. And I've been thinking of it, and I'm just like, I don't know, it just doesn't seem appropriate. It doesn't seem nice, right? It actually is nice, but I know this is not to put anybody on blast or say it's his fault. I listened to Kush Day, and he was like, do you know what happened if the Moorish women started holding us accountable? If they started doing X, Y, and Z, I'm gonna bring up his X, Y, and Z. All right, because he's right. And it's like, well, dudes ain't listening. Whatever, because I'm getting what I want anyway, right? Well, you might be getting what you want, but have you ever had a situation where you were getting what you want and then suddenly out of nowhere, out the blue, just like that, it was just cut off and you didn't know why? Women, okay, whereas guys will just see how far they can take stuff, how far they can take it. Women see how long they can take it. And ain't no easing out of stuff, right? I remember when I was going through my darker time, side note, I got a free apartment because my sister was having issues with her husband. I have no idea what they are, so I can't tell you what they are. But I don't even think they were that serious. She was just going to show him something. She went and it was crazy how it happened too, right? I had just lost everything, right? Every worldly possession except the few precious things that I lost, left with a trusted more, and I can't get my stuff back from him now. But anyway, oh my God, my life. Anyway, I'm just like, what am I gonna do? I'm at my mother's house and she got all these niggas floating around. I gotta get out of here. My sister calls me up, like, hey, what you doing? I'm nothing right now, just walking, walking down the block in tears. Not gonna tell you that though. And she like, well, you want to come out to Arizona? What? Yeah. My husband, or I'm not gonna say his name, he acting up. So to teach him a lesson, I went and rented an apartment. What? I went and rented he owns a nice house in a very nice upscale neighborhood, right? I thought it was upscale. And she was like, yeah, but he started acting okay. So now I'm stuck with this lease. You want it? Sure. I can use a lease because the timing prays a lot. That's why it's like, yeah, I love my debilitated moon, or not debilitated Jupiter. I fall into holes, but I break my arm. But as I'm dusting myself out and trying to, adjust it, I see diamonds and rubies, a vein of gold. So it's like, yeah, I'm just here, right? But I say that to say that look what happened. This again, I need to do a chat on twins, right? And how they might share a chart. Like, okay, I'll take all of the horrors over here, and you take all these horrors, and these are so horrible. We'll just split these because that's our life. Because she's my twin sister, right? I only have one sister. She's my twin sister. So as it's funny the way she checks dudes is how I let them off, right? But my thing is she will check them, whereas I will just walk away. I just won't deal with it, right? It's just like next, because they're like, there's that saying about dudes being buses is so true. There's a next one coming along in 15 minutes, right? 15 minutes because I was in LA, 15 minutes, right? And so yeah, she checked this dude. So I guess he was worth it, right? And maybe that's why I just walk away. Anyway, she checked this dude, went and got an apartment, and he started acting right. I thought it was extreme, but it worked. And I'm just like, I've been studying history, right? I'm just like, is that why societies tend to flourish? Like I think about the greatest, most prosperous period of the English period, the Anglo-English period, right? They were all under who? Women. When they expanded their empire, it was all under women. Those women saying, bring me back this, bring me back that. And I'm just like, it's not because the dude, I'm not shading their raggedy kings, right? It's not because they weren't more able or capable to get these men to do that. It's just that maybe men are more willing to do that for a woman, right? Because how were they under Henry VIII versus his daughter, Elizabeth the First? That was his daughter. So he got oranges, she got colonies. Do the history. I'm just saying, right? And then fast forward all these kings, can you name them? Up until Victoria, can you name them? But you can name Victoria. And under her, the sun never set on that empire. That was under her. And I'm like, it was not that her father was less capable or her grandfather. It's just that maybe the men were more willing to do that for a woman. Right? Then fast forward to today, Queen Elizabeth, right? And it's hilarious that she's just holding on to the throne like that. I think all the other ones did that too, because Elizabeth, it's like it sickens me that I know their history so well, but I know it. I got my good European education, right? But anyway, so Elizabeth didn't have no children, so she died with the power in her hands. The first Elizabeth. Victoria, she died with the power in her hands because her son was just, he was like, he was disgusting. Anyway, and then, did I say Victoria? Yeah, her son. And then Elizabeth, her son is in his 70s. going on? It's like that chick is like, yeah, I'm just waiting for my grandson to reach like a respectable age, and I'm gonna skip you. And my last word is gonna be like Crown William. I can't wait. I hope they film it. But anyway, my point being, I'm of the opinion that right now Moorish men are being punked. All right. They just waiting for y'all to file some paperwork. I'm not suggesting that men go out and pick up arms and fight. Maybe pick up arms and train, not necessarily fight. I'll tell you why in a minute, right? And I bring this up because of Jamal, right? If you haven't heard about Jamal, he's out, right? And he is just flooding Instagram. And I'm just like, oh, it looks like you had some time. You've been doing some research and you're sharing the information. And you're just dropping jewels for Moors to do whatever with, right? Even if that means collaborating underneath you, building some think tank underneath you. You're just exposing yourself and your willingness to do this particular thing, which to me looks like an invitation to join you, or at least to ask you some questions or inspire somebody who wants people to join you and be like, yeah, I'm on this over here, right? It's modeled after this under the, of course, the Moorish Science Temple in Noble Drew Ali. So I'm suggesting on his side specifically, brothers, he's out right now, right? I ain't gonna let the left hand know what the right hand thinking, but I'm going to do my part to ensure that he remains out, whatever that means, right? And I'm suggesting if you want to get in touch with that brother, he might have some stuff he needs you to do to get some stuff moving faster, right? Because again, I'm a student of history. If you look at the history of South Sudan, check out how South Sudan, I'm not saying go that route, just see how South Sudan became South Sudan. You can even look at how Ukraine became Ukraine. Because what was that? Back in when in the 90s. No, 80s. I'll say the 80s. Actually, it might be in the 90s. Because I'm pretty sure I remember hearing about Ukraine being established when I was in high school. And that was in the 90s. So it's not like people won't get used to the idea of you being in charge of your own stuff. I'm just saying, right? I'm bringing this out too because I'm like, where are all the outraged Moors, right? Specifically the men. Don't worry, I will get to the women because they are not immune to this heat. No way. All right, because it's summer, it's Leo season. Everybody about to get burned. All right. So where are all the outraged Moors willing to offer their very lives, like the prophet asked himself, right? And I am not talking about the mundane life, right? And again, like I said, that leads me to the next topic. So the Moorish women, all right, because this is fitting because somebody laughing. I see laughs all over the place. All right, whatever. Hey, that's cool. I'm not trying to be funny, but I always tend like, well, I'm not trying to be funny, which makes people laugh even more. So I'm happy when the Moors are happy. So yuck it up. All right. So anyway, no, for real, serious. I'm for real. Happy holiday, y'all. Yesterday, I was listening to the Grand Sheep Cujo L, right? And a sister got on there. I'm gonna try so hard not to roast her, but it's extremely testing. Please, Allah. I'm saying a little prayer, right? Because this chick got on there with the bag lady fur coat, the bag lady hat, and the bag lady eyes, right? I'm just like, whoa, this dude how does he do it? Right? It's like he attracts scholars and crazies, right? Because this chick was all over the place. And I'm just like, it's funny. I'm so glad I'm here to witness this. And I just have my fingers ready because it's like, no, there's certain things that you can't say that I can say, right? I have a certain power. What's that in chess? Moves that the king can't make, the queen can, right? So women need to be, y'all just as accountable. Accountable for what? I will be getting into that. And I'm going to try to wrap this up as soon as possible because I know it's about that time. It's 4:14, so I know people got stuff to do. Burn. So Moorish women need to stop mommying our men. Mommying. All right. Shout out to Cynthia G, where she calls it black. I don't know if she coined the term, but she calls it black male worship. And I saw it growing up, right? And I didn't even notice it until she was like, yeah, did you see this? Did you see that? Did you see that? Because this was happening in my household. And the sacrifices myself and my sister were made to make for the males in our family, because we were assumed to be the ones strong enough to be able. Basically, we were assumed to have their strength. They were assumed to have our weakness. And it never made sense to me because my father was in the house. Unfortunately, my mother was in the house too. So she was suffering from it. Thank goodness my father was there to just be like, oh, that don't look right. Okay, cool. That's right. I'm not crazy. All right. The importance of having fathers around. All right. Or any male influence. Any male influence that's supposed to be, that's doing what he's supposed to be doing. All right. So we need to stop mommying our men. Here's why. Right. Is this a story time? No, it's not a real story, but if it turns into a story, it's a story. The agenda isn't against our men. All right. You can look at any Shriners fans and you can see the agenda is not against our men. The agenda is against us. Why? Because we are the ones who can most effectively utilize his powers. In my experience, just by me being me, praise Allah, thank you Allah for giving me the for bringing me into the manifestation you did, because I was born into the NOI, right? And I saw men and women doing men and women things all around me. I thought it was normal. So it was amazing what the men were willing to do for those women, because they recognized her comfort was his strength. Her relaxation was his power. All right. The less she had to do, the more he wanted to do. It was nuts, right? It's like they gave each other, she was just chill, right? And it was messed up because the women were getting spoiled, right? I saw it, but not weak. It made him strong, right? Because he wanted to keep her in the position of weakness, because chill, not even weakness. This I don't know what the word softness, gentleness, nurturing, right? Our women, I know I have it in me, but my chart just has it all over the place, right? Where my way of speaking is very brusque and bop, 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 bop. And then when another chick, you could tell when she's been relaxed or in an environment where she's been allowed to like rest in her feminine. I can't even do it that long. I just can't. It's not in me, right? So it's about her, because if she's straight, it's probably not her doing it, because even entrepreneurial women are stressed out, right? I've seen memes all over the place like, yeah, even the most powerful woman want a man who will take over so she can rest and do nothing, just receive, right? He's supposed to put out, she's supposed to receive. The sun, generates power. The moon reflects the light that she's receiving, right? So she wants to rest. Even a billionaire, why did Oprah have Stedman? Supposedly he was supposed to be there to represent somebody's, where she could rest, right? So if she's able to rest, that's not her doing. That's his doing. He's able to do something that puts him in a position where she can be in that. Like the prophet, what's she doing? She's resting. Oh, she's going to wake up. Actually, there's a picture of her out. She's going to wake up, right? But first, let me get her out of the cares of the world and put her on salvation so she can wake up and rest. And my children will have one person who's always relaxed and chilling, and that one person who's always, generating, right? Protecting, providing, and producing. And they have that balance instead of just having that one person who's actually mom can't be mom. She has to be dad or everybody's going to die. So poor children, they just miss out on having a mom, I guess, right? It's really messed up. And why? Because she is so bent on protecting her son. Oh, so my live video ended over here. See, that's why I don't like this stuff. Let me just go and share it real quick, and I'm gonna continue on. Good thing I saw that. Share. I'll get back to that, and I'm gonna finish up. But yeah, let me go and finish up. Yeah, it's 4:20. I know folks got to do. So, actually, I will wrap this up, and I'll get to the rest of it later because I don't want everybody else to miss out. Thank you, Morris, for being here. But why so harsh? I will give you the message of it though. Why so harsh? The whole world is being tortured right now. All right. Europe, they talking about they're putting out public service announcements talking about cut back on the hot water. If you want to take a full shower, you're gonna have to use cold water. This is in Europe. Actually, I just saw Germany for now, but I guess it's gonna be across Europe. Oh, that's just a sweater. But if you want to take a hot shower, these are public service announcements. Go look it up in Germany. The poster shows just wash your butt crack, your armpits, and your crotch because we ain't got no gas. All right. Now, why are these people suffering? They talk about they got to shut down their factories. They got to have warming centers. And this is over the entirety of Europe because of the United States' insistence that Russia got to be taught a lesson or whatever beef or agenda they got with Russia. All right. So you have a fake country. It is a fake country torturing the entire planet. And I've said this before because the Moors won't step up. They are using our resources and our name to torture and abuse and oppress the entire planet because our women won't demand that our men do something about it. And it does not have to be, oh, I want to see your blood. It ain't even got to be like that. It could be something as simple as saying you're a Moor. My mom said, my sister said, my wife said, uh-oh. Go after that scimitar that they're holding after our head and let's see what happens. You might not even have to do nothing. You've seen that happen, Moorish men, where all you had to do was show up and folks did what? Bow down. And with that, y'all have a happy holy day. You know, I'll try to upload this missing piece to Instagram. Peace, y'all. Yeah. You know, Islam, feathers up. Take heads. Said mom. Peace, y'all. And bring them home.